Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today is a very dreary day weather-wise. It's been raining and drizzling a lot around here, and then it's also a very dreary day on television with all of the impeachment things, and a very dreary day in the crypto markets as well. And so what I did today is something I've been meaning to do. As you know, when I was at Swell was the first time I ever showed my face, and so there was a lot of pictures that had been taken in Vegas with a lot of important people in crypto that I had not shown yet, and so I went back. Excuse me. I went back and I got some of those pictures and I put them on Twitter. So I'm going to show a few of the people I met on Twitter with you. For you shortly. I'll show those to you in this video, just because. But if you'll see here, the XRP's down at 26 cents. We're down 2.6 for 24 hours. In the last 30 days, we're down 7.39%. Now I don't think I haven't put a longer amount of days here. I'm not sure what we are for the year, but I've been using this live coin watch lately. This site's kind of. Their redesign of this site is kind of pleasing on the eyes. And I think I talked to you the other day about how CoinMarketCap has redone their site, so it's more of a liquidity metric now. And so, but I haven't seen any drastic changes in the rankings in the top 10 or so. But they now have like 4,000 something digital assets on there. Okay. I wanted to show you this from Camo Ammo. This is at Rocky Carter Inc. Sent me this from Stephen Bull from the DIP. Breaking news, Banco Santander's blockchain-based cross-border payment system running currently on 4 corridors will expand to 10 soon. This is John Whelan, Managing Director of Digital Investment Banking at Banco Santander. And so let's see. There are 4 corridors. They're going to expand to 10 soon. I think this is just RippleNet right now. And then MoneyGram, I believe, was going to expand to 4 new corridors soon. I think that's what the number was for them as well. Okay, here's some of the pictures that I was going to show to you. Cryptopolis it reminded me that I needed to do this. He said the very first meeting of Mr. B, Digital Asset Investor, and Cryptopolis was there. Of course, we went to Mexican, and as DAI always says, when I have Mexican, I have to have a margarita and cheese dip. This is the first time we had met, and they did have a margarita, but the cheese dip, you'll notice, it's kind of like a thick cheese dip. So it wasn't really what I was used to. So I did have the margarita, and we attempted to have the cheese dip, but it was not as good as the cheese dip I normally have, which is more like it's not so thick. But yes, that's Mr. B, and that is the Digital Asset Investor. And then Cryptopolis also put this photo up. These were all, by the way, if you don't remember, these are from World Crypto Conference in Las Vegas, which is a lot of fun especially if you enjoy going to Vegas. They had at that conference, they had it was like 6 conferences in one in the Cosmopolitan in Vegas, and then down the street, Money 2020 was going on. But this is where, and you had these guys, Brad Combs and Dustin Plantholt were filming their documentary while we were there, and so they were getting in front of all sorts of people, and this was. So this was a picture, and he outlines who all it is here. But you'll see this is a picture like later in the day. Brad comes and his wife Danielle, and then Mr. B, the official neighbor of the Digital Asset Investor channel, Digital Asset Investor, and then here's Cryptopolis, and then Dustin Planthole. We were all sat at the little bar area and had a drink at the end of the day one day. Then you'll see this. I did meet Anthony Pompliano. Anthony Pompliano, he was a nice guy, but he was just kind of walking through, and I think Dustin Planthole and Brad Combs were interviewing him. I think this was their setup over there. So I think they were interviewing him at about the same time. So a lot of the guys that we wanted to meet, we would just kind of pick off. And any of you who wanted to know if we were having debates, no, we're not having debates. We're just meeting. When you go to these things, it's not really like that. You're just kind of meeting these people and talking to them. And he was kind of in a hurry anyway. He moved along. Nicest guy I met while I was there is Bitcoin Ben. And this guy was all over the place. I mean, he knew pretty much everybody there, and he was kind of in his element there. But he was a very nice, genuine guy. He's the exact guy that you see when you watch his show. If you've ever seen his show. Sorry, my voice is trying to go out on me again. Let's see who else. And then this is Charles Hoskinson, who was the creator of Cardano. And he was a lot taller than I thought he was going to be, but very nice guy. He's a lot like when you meet David Schwartz. These guys are so smart. They're talking. They're speaking to you. They're tech guys. I mean, they're speaking to you on a different level. And so you're doing your best, if you're me, to just try to follow what they're saying. But I did talk to Charles Hoskinson for a good while. He was a nice guy. All these guys are so nice and humble. It really surprised me. I figured you would have some of them that were at least a little arrogant, you know. Okay, then Bank XRP had put this out today. Let's see, I think this was today. Yeah, this is Ripple CTO David Schwartz, the XRP ledger, and the Internet of Value, and he was at this Japan meetup that they did this past week. I think he still may be there. And this is a 27 or so minute video that you can go and watch of David Schwartz. He's always fascinating to listen to. Next, Ethan Beard, who is the guy that runs Spring for Ripple's Spring. Nice to catch up with this guy at Abra podcast to show Spring is growing the XRP ecosystem across gaming, content creation, and beyond. And speaking of, one of Spring's investments put out this announcement today. This is from Kava Labs, who I believe Spring is an investor in Kava Labs. We are thrilled to announce that at this time we have successfully launched the Kava mainnet. Fun facts, launched under 5 seconds, over 50 validators online in the first few minutes, 1,900 blocks cleared already, $25 million bonded. Here's the interesting part. It was the hard work, preparation, and incredible support from our partners and validators that came together to make everything happen. Remember, this mainnet launch pushes us one step closer to bringing DeFi to Bitcoin, BNB, Atom, and XRP. Thank you to everyone for believing in us. So this is going to be interesting to see what comes out of that company right there. Rhythm Trader, global debt to reach $255 trillion by the end of the year. That's $32,500 for each of the 7.7 billion people on the planet. Plan A has already failed. I think that we all would have to agree with that. That's unbelievable when you think about it. Okay, this was like a little poll or a survey that was done. The answer, according to a recent survey conducted by the New York Federal Reserve Bank, over 85% of U.S. citizens have heard of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And then they've got a link to the research here. Well, I went through the research and I was looking for some more interesting stats than that. This doesn't really tell us anything. Over 85% of the U.S. citizens have heard of cryptocurrency. What I'm interested in is how many have bought them, and then more specifically, what percentage of the population owns XRP? I'll bet you it is a lot less than you even think. Okay, Michelle Vandenberg sent this. Vladimir Putin. Now, I think this is from about 6 months ago, and I may have shown it before, but it came back up, so I wanted to show you again. Vladimir Putin, the dollar enjoyed great trust around the world, but for some reason, it is being used as a political weapon. Imposing restrictions, many countries are now turning away from the dollar as a reserve currency. US dollar will collapse soon. Well, since that was about 6 months ago, I decided I would pull the US dollar chart to see what his thinking looks like. Well, this is the US dollar chart over the last 6 months. Pretty scary prospects. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that the US dollar will not always be the world's reserve currency. And you need to ask yourself, what does it look like for you, especially as a US citizen? What does it look like for you when the US loses that reserve status? And where do you want to have your money when it happens? Thank you for listening.